them. While we pay to keep our politicians fighting, how do we, the people, rise up and solve the great challenges of our time? We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, so happy to be here this afternoon. It is Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. Yes, I know you're saying, Larry, aren't you usually host of the Sharp Way Show? Yes, that's true. But I'm here with you today. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WACK, Newark, New York. You can reach out to me if you like. 585-346-3000. Well, I'm going to go, and I know usually I tell you, not usually, often I tell you a story about something real. This one, maybe not so real, but I want you to imagine anyway. You have a car, and if you don't have a car, pretend you have a car. And you know who I am. Oh, that's that Larry Sharp guy. Ran for governor, got a cool TV show, cool radio show, good looking, all those things. And I come up to you and I say, hey, I need you to give me your car. And you immediately go, what? And you go, oh, no. Don't worry. I'll give you $750 for it. So I need you to give me your car. I'm going to give you $750. And you say to yourself, well, this is odd. Why would Larry Sharp want my car? And then why would he want to give me $750 for my car? Doesn't make much sense. But you like me and you don't want to be a jerk. So you ask me. You say, Larry, it's kind of weird. I'm kind of curious. Why do you want my car? And I said, well, I'm going to take your car. I'm going to drive people who are sick to doctor's appointments. And you think to yourself, wow, that's nice. I like that, Larry. That's a nice thing. However, why in the world do you need my car for that? Don't you have a car? Could you get other? Can't you Uber? Whatever. I go, no. I need your car because your car has the right number of seats that I need to take people to doctor's appointments. You say, well, that's great. Again, Larry, like this. But you're taking my car. I spent way more than $750 for it. Why give me that? I said, well, it's what I think it's kind of worth in my eyes. You go, yeah, Larry, I'm starting to get annoyed here. I like you, but you just insulted my car. You tell me you're going to take my stuff for $750. I mean, it's a good reason, and I know you care, but I don't want to give you my car for $750. And I said, you don't understand. Why are you being so selfish? I'm driving people to doctor's appointments who are sick. Why are you being so selfish? I'm giving you money for your car, $750. I don't understand why you're being so unreasonable. And you said, whoa, Larry, now I'm starting to get mad. Now you insulted me. You're taking my car. You tell me how much it's worth. And you're pretending that it's okay. That you're basically trying to just extort me because you're doing something that I happen to agree with. It's nice. But don't you have other cars you can take? Other people you can bother? And I go, yeah. But I'm choosing you because you have the number of seats that I like. And I like the color of your car too. So I need your car. You go, Larry, I'm done talking. No. Like you, made me angry. Still like you though, but no. And I go, oh, well then I'm just going to take your car. I'm just going to take it. And remember I said 750? Nah, 500. You'll take 500 and I'm taking your car. And if you don't like it, I'm going to bring my guys with guns to make sure you give me your car. I'm just going to take it. In fact, I'm going to lock it up with a boot so you can't take it. Then I'm going to give you $500 and I'm going to take your car anyway. And you think, what is going on here? Let me tell you what's going on here. This is what the government does when it's called eminent domain. Except it's not your car. It's your house or it's your business. And you go, wait a minute. They can just take my house and my business? Yes. And they will give you what they consider market value is. Doesn't matter how long you live in your home or how much blood, sweat, and tears you put into your business. Doesn't matter. The government says, I think it's worth this. Take this. And if you tell them no, they will take it anyway. And they will give you whatever money they decide, because then negotiating's over because you said no. If you don't like it, they will literally bring people, usually the sheriff or cops, and they will take your property. They will lock you out of it. They will say, get your stuff now, or we're just going to take it. They will then lock you out of it. They will then knock down your building, knock down your home, and maybe build something. And maybe not. Maybe just take it for whatever the case may be. You might say, wow, how often does that happen? I was just on a podcast, the Econo Boy podcast. If you care, it's on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's also on Facebook if you want to, and it's on my YouTube. Either one, Larry Sharp or Econo Boy. It's ECONBOI. And he was telling me how, we have to have the government to make decisions on things that are more important and good for the economy or good for the community. We have to have them, someone's just got to say, do it. And I said, maybe, but government hasn't done a good job of this. He's like, well, how often does this happen? And I said, at least once a quarter, at least, if not more, someone's talking about an eminent domain issue. And that happened just recently. This happened in Utica. For those of you who may remember, when I ran for government in 2018, I was 100% against eminent domain. There's a movement in Utica called No Hospital Downtown. And with No Hospital Downtown movement, I was 100% part of that. You might go, Larry, what about whether there should be a hospital downtown or not? And I actually never looked at the details. You might go, wait a minute, why did you not look at the details? What if it was a valuable way of putting the hospital down? What? Why didn't you check the details? I don't care. I don't. Government should not be coming in and taking away your property because some government bureaucrat thinks it's a good idea. That's not the right answer. And I was against the hospital downtown, not because it was the best or the worst place for it, but because they were going to literally displace over 30 businesses. I'm not making that up. Trash them all to put in a hospital. And the worst part is private hospital. It's literally a private company. So local thugs, government officials, thugs, we're going to decide, hey, we want to help out our cronies, our donors. So your businesses that have been there for decades, they're gone. Bye. Oh, you don't want to give us the business? We'll just take it. We will lock you out and destroy it. Yes. Just recently, a guy named Joe Serini lost his business in Utica. It's an office supply business. Gone. Locked him out. He refused to leave. They brought the cops. Locked him right out. Gone. Now, in my example, we were doing a good thing, right? I'm taking people to doctor's appointments. Most people would agree. That's a wonderful thing. Most would. Oh my God, Larry is doing that. That's nice of him. Yeah. And I'm sure hospitals are nice. Absolutely. Does it make it okay to take people's stuff, to just crush them and destroy them? But then, Larry, how will we find places for hospitals? Somehow, throughout the world, we find places for hospitals without stealing people's property. If the hospital is going to be so profitable, can't you then give certain people the amount of money they want for their property without just deciding how much it is? Can't we let the market make a little decision here? Maybe. And can't we not do it for private companies on top of it who just donate and give money to the thugs? I'm sorry, the government officials. I should say it appropriately. That's what it is. It is a. People will say, but Larry, is there no time to use eminent domain? There is. I am not 100% against it. I'm 99% against it. There is one time when it's okay. And that is if not doing it would cause direct harm. If not, for example, you have a building, it's in a small city or a large city, and you don't want to take care of it. And if it collapses, people are going to die, and you can see it's going to collapse, and don't domain it. You are creating a real threat to those around you, eminent domain, and you refuse to act, then eminent domain. So in that case, if it will cause harm and you won't do it, eminent domain. Because you want to put a hospital in? Because I want to reward my donors? Because I want to keep cronyism going? No. Not okay with that. That is theft. Eminent domain is theft. You shouldn't have it in New York State. Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me. Larry Sharp on a free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Oh, those injury attorney ads.
Hurt on your couch? Call 555-OUCH.
It's kind of cute watching that injury attorney buying breakfast for a crash test dummy, but while fun is fun, there's nothing amusing about getting your life back together after a personal injury or a motorcycle accident, or when you need defense for a DWI charge. Christopher Johnson takes your case seriously, and you'll feel like you're his only client because when you meet with him, your case gets 100% of his attention. So instead of cute singing jingles and magic phone numbers,
Fall out of a tree? Call 33333.
write this number down and keep it with you. 585-415-3803. 415-3803. After all, Christopher Johnson knows you're no dummy. Get individual attention and integrity, experience, and expertise. Put the power of one on your legal team. 415-3803. Stay safe, be healthy, drive sober. Christopher Johnson, attorney, personal injury, car or motorcycle accidents, DWI defense.
As a veteran of the United States military, I can finally get the opportunity to enjoy special events, things that we couldn't afford, thanks to VetTix. Every empty seat at a concert, a game, or a play is a missed opportunity to say thanks to a veteran and service member. We could give our veterans a special event where they too can create their own cherished memories. Visit vettix.org. Find out how you can make a difference in a veteran's life.
Only available in the WYSL store at WYSL1040.com. Official top quality tees, hoodies, and coffee mugs depicting the colorful WYSL logo or the already famous Mount Worstmore line of merch depicting Mount Rushmore style are for worst presidents. Of course, you know who is front and center up on that mountain. WYSL official items make perfect gifts, or they're a great way for you to make a personal statement. Locally produced and sold only in the WYSL store at WYSL1040.com.
A free solution.
It is Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. So happy to have you here with me. You might be saying, Larry, I have seen you run around a state here or there. You have. You will see me a whole lot more. It's petition time. I will be petitioning. If you want to help me out, you can. LarrySharp.com/volunteer. I could use all the help I could get. But right now, I'm trying to help you. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WACK, Newark, New York, here on A Free Solution. So I talked about theft, that you could build something up physically, your business or your home. Government could just take it right away. And if you don't like it, too bad. Just take it. Does it happen in other states? It does. It happens a whole lot in New York State. And the worst part about it is there's no recourse. Because what's happening right now in our state is you have these development corporations, and they are deciding what gets built where. They're basically selected. They're not elected.
Darius from Jersey.
When that happens now, the top of the line, meaning the governor, is putting these people in power. So they're just enforcing the king's will. The local people get upset and changes nothing. They scream and yell, say, I don't like it. But there's no recourse. So the committee goes, thanks for yelling at me. We're doing it anyway. What is supposed to happen is if there is a local bully, and there will be local bullies, the governor, the state, is to protect the rights of the individual against the local bully. But instead, the local bully is just enforcing the king or the queen's will. There is no hope. And we have to change that. Let me grab a call if I can. Darius from the great state of New Jersey. How are you?
I'm swell, Mr. Sharp. How's it going? This is Darius from LinkedIn. I invited you for the New York Young Republican Club. Our Libertarian caucus is growing, and we would love to have you come by. And even though I'm from Jersey, I'm real optimistic for putting the screw to the Democrats. You might have heard last year, we almost had a referendum on Murphy. That anti-lockdown fever with all the big taxes, that was heck. And yes, I agree with you. Eminent domain, all the stuff the statist Democrats are doing, it's terrible. If nothing more, hopefully there's some change. At the very least, we make the election closer.
Yep. But Darius, I want to bring up a point. And for my Republican friends who are listening, this is specifically for New York State and maybe New Jersey. I don't know New Jersey politics as well. But in New York State, the Democrats have run this state for 20 years. If they were going to fix it, they would have. The Republicans have watched them run this state for 20 years. If they were going to have a plan, they would have. The New York State Republicans don't have a plan. The New York State Democrats have bad plans. If this goes the way it always goes and has for the past 20 years, where Democrats win and Republicans come in second, there's no change, even if it's closer, because there's no plan, there's no movement, there's no ideology, nothing changes. But if we get libertarian in there, that people hear the ideas we're talking about, if they hear what we're saying, even if we lose, that will either move the Republicans into having plans or move the Democrats into having to do something. This is why I like the libertarian side pushing in here. Am I wrong, Darius?
No, I agree with you. It's just my counter would be, I mean, looking at the Libertarian Party nationwide, there hasn't really been much. Well, I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
My point would be the most famous libertarians, Ron Paul, Rand Paul, and such, they've garnered a lot of attention for the liberty movement and pro-liberty ideas, drug legalization, being against the war, utilizing the GOP as nothing more than a bully pulpit, but they're still getting ideas out. I get there are problems with the GOP, but
hold on. I want to be very clear what I just said. I was very specific. I said New York GOP. I was very specific in what I said for a specific reason. That's why I said that.
I understand.
That's what I mean. You're not wrong in what you're saying. What I'm saying is I'm dealing with my state. I'm dealing with what's happening in my state, which is 3-1 Democrat to Republican. And the Republicans are leaving my state like there's no tomorrow. They're rushing to Florida. They're rushing to Texas. They're rushing to Tennessee. They're out. And very often, as you know, Darius, their first step is New Jersey, because people often leave New York State and go to New Jersey, hoping they can still get some of the closeness to New York and still keep a piece of New York, but not being the oppressiveness of New York.
Close commute. Yeah, I see a lot of New Yorkers moving over.
Yes, absolutely. So you're even getting some of our people. But then even New Jersey people pack up and go to Florida. Even they do too. So I'm with you. I am happy to join you and have a conversation with everybody. But if we don't get a libertarian movement happening, we're not going to change the GOP, and we're not going to get the Democrats who are in power to make any movements whatsoever either. Because to be forward with you, there are Democrats in New York State who want change, but they're not part of the establishment. So they get nothing. But if we can move them, we got a chance.
One more thing I'd like to ask is we've seen a lot of change on social issues, drug legalization, being more skeptical of foreign policy, but we really don't see the right libertarian ideas on fiscal policy being advanced, like abolishing the IRS, having a balanced budget, welfare reform. It's like welfare is more popular than ever. So on the fiscal side, things just get worse by the day.
Yep. And the reason is the two big parties at the top, the establishment. And when I say Republicans, I don't mean the average Republican voter. When I say Democrats, I don't mean the average Democrat voter. I mean the establishment people. They are all corporatists, which means they don't want to change economic policy. It supports them. They don't mind having a bigger gap in the wealth in America. That's fine. They're okay with that. So what do? They fight on social issues. They move on social issues. If you look at, wars, why are we fighting wars? Because the military-industrial complex. It's a jobs program. That's why we fight those wars. That's why we want people in NATO, because they have to buy our products. I'm not against people buying our products, but we don't have to sell them products that kill people. Let's sell them products, I don't know, TVs and radios and cars and stuff. I don't know, iPhones, whatever's the thing. Movies, books. Do people still read books? Whatever, those types of things. So I think that's the issue, Darius.
In that politicians, more often than not, they do reflect the people that vote for them. I mean, take Ron Paul. Mostly conservative, small government Christians had to be the ones pulling the lever for him in Texas. And when you look at someone like AOC, as much as I hate to admit it, she probably does reflect the way people in the Bronx think most of the time.
AOC is my congressperson. I will tell you.
I know, but the problem is the majority of the people in the Bronx
she absolutely reflects the people in my area. She does. She does. You're correct. She does. She reflects them. She does. You're right. But I don't know what your point is. What was your point of this?
Well, my point is, it's very easy to say politicians are the problem and we need to just replace them. But the problem is the same type of people voting in elections, they tend to vote for the same type of people.
Yes, but here's the issue. They're voting for people that they think will fix things, but they won't. I would ask you, people who voted for Ron Paul, did Ron Paul actually change anything? Did AOC actually change anything? No, both of them on the left and right buck the system. Let me finish, Darius. Both of them buck the system, but the system was too strong. Whether that was a right-leaning system or left-leaning, it broke both of them.
Yes, the bully pulpit isn't enough. You really got to get some pragmatic legislation through to really shift things up.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Darius, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it. Guys, is Darius right? Is he wrong? Let me know. 585-346-3000. Larry Sharp on A Free Solution. Back after the break.
Celebrating 35 years.
WYSL.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. Showers will taper off, skies will clear out late, a little chill in the air. So kind of breezy out there in the low 30s. On Wednesday, a sunnier day overall, drier, a little milder, near 50, so a bit of a breeze. On Thursday, some rain showers will likely move through at times. Temperatures Thursday, 50s to near 60, 50s with sunshine on Friday. I'm Rich Cadelia, WYSL.
Oh, those injury attorney ads.
Hurt on your couch? Call 555-OUCH.
It's kind of cute watching that injury attorney buying breakfast for a crash test dummy, but while fun is fun, there's nothing amusing about getting your life back together after a personal injury or a motorcycle accident, or when you need defense for a DWI charge. Christopher Johnson takes your case seriously, and you'll feel like you're his only client because when you meet with him, your case gets 100% of his attention. So instead of cute singing jingles and magic phone numbers,
Fall out of a tree? Call 33333.
write this number down and keep it with you. 585-415-3803. 415-3803. After all, Christopher Johnson knows you're no dummy. Get individual attention and integrity, experience, and expertise. Put the power of one on your legal team. 415-3803. Stay safe, be healthy, drive sober. Christopher Johnson Attorney, personal injury, car or motorcycle accidents, DWI Defense.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Spring has arrived. Time to think about your backyard needs. Need a place for the bicycles and yard toys? A she shed? Pool house? Garden shed? A place for the baby chicks? A place for the motorcycle or ATV? Springwater Amish Workshop can meet all these needs with a quality Amish-built backyard building. They have a range of sizes from 6x8 to 14x40 in your choice of styles, colors, and exterior siding. Payment options for buildings and gazebos, 3% discount if you pay by check. You can rent to own or major credit cards are welcome. Building delivery included in your purchase within 40 miles of Springwater. For backyard beauty, comfort, and function, Springwater Amish Workshop offers you a selection of beautiful outdoor furniture built from poly, pressure-treated pine, or hickory. Springwater Amish Workshop, 7936 Mill Street, Springwater. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 3. Check our website at www.springwateramishworkshop.com.
We're all busy, running to get the kids to practice, rushing to get dinner on the table, hurrying to meetings, the store, or getting to those endless lists of errands. That's why more and more Rochesterians are tuning in to the newscast that fits their schedule. News 10 NBC at 7. Exclusive investigations, up-to-the-minute breaking news, and of course, your first alert forecast. It's how Rochester gets caught up before the sun goes down. News 10 NBC at 7.
Inside the Taylor Laboratories.
Hey, Tony, what you doing?
A little experiment, Zach. Look what I have under the microscope.
Ugh, what's that?
A sample of indoor air.
How can it be that dirty? Don't AC and furnace filters help?
Only with dust, Zach. But when Taylor installs a whole house APCO air purifier to detox the air, odors, chemicals, mold, bacteria, and viruses are removed.
For clean indoor air.
Yep. Ain't science awesome?
Taylor, 500 help. Are skyrocketing costs causing you to look at your budget and pinching your wallet? Your auto, home, and business insurance doesn't need to follow suit. Get a fair and honest rate comparison with the knowledgeable staff at the Long Agency, your local insurance agent. Contact us at 585-658-3342 or longagency.com. Proudly representing Erie Insurance. Long Agency, insurance worth having.
A free solution.
Larry Sharp. Yes, I am here on A Free Solution. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WACK, Newark, New York. You can reach out to me at 585-346-3000. You might say to yourself, Larry, I would like to let other people know about you, but I don't want to have to actually walk up to them and talk about you because I'm shy. Okay, I have an answer for you. You can go to LarrySharp.com/shop. Yes, or just click the shop button on LarrySharp.com, and there's cool swag there for you. You can buy a shirt if you want to, a card magnet. You could buy a lawn sign, whatever makes sense for you. And you can tell people about Larry Sharp without having to say a word. But if you want to talk to him, that's always better. You should talk to people, but you don't have to. Shirts, signs, card magnets, all there for you to enjoy at LarrySharp.com/shop, or just click that shop button when you go there. All good. But right now I'm here with you. WYSL, WACK in Newark, New York. Darius, sorry, but Newark, New York, that's the cool Newark. Just telling you. I apologize. I am a New Yorker. But I want to talk a little bit about specifically the area that Darius was talking about, Queens, New York. He was talking about it indirectly with AOC because I live in Queens, New York. I was born in Manhattan, raised as a little kid in the Bronx, as a teenager on Long Island, and as an adult here in Queens. So I've been all around downstate living. And one of the advantages, again, that Darius was saying, and Darius, thank you for the call, by the way. He was talking about the idea of a lot of people move to Jersey because they still want to be close enough to New York without living in the oppression that New York State is. I get that. So why would you do that? All right, imagine if you were. Yep, I'm going to tell you another story. You decide you like the culture of New York City. You like that. You think things like the ballet, Broadway, shows, music, you think that's cool. You like it. You want to be near it. So you move near New York City, near Manhattan, which is the epicenter. You decide on Queens. You say Queens is going to work. It's expensive, but it's close enough to get into Manhattan when I want to get in, but it's rural enough. Well, not rural. It's suburban enough that I'm not living in a high rise with 3,000 people. So I'll take it. So you move. You live there. You enjoy the culture. You begin to raise a family. You're raising a family, enjoying the culture. One night you decide, you know what? I'm going to go in and enjoy the shows. And you do. Maybe take an Uber, maybe take a subway. Well, today you don't take a subway because you might get killed in a subway. So you think, you know what? I don't want to get killed in a subway. So I'm going to take an Uber because I'm doing well financially. I'm going to go see a show. Friend of mine, enjoy some stuff. And I enjoy the show. Then I come home to my neighborhood, which I like. That's why I moved here. And one of the advantages of New York City, prior to COVID for sure, still a bit now, but not like it used to be, is, as you may have heard, it's a city that never sleeps. Now, de Blasio destroyed that for us, and Cuomo destroyed that for us by locking us down for 2 years. But prior to their unnecessary intervention and destruction of the culture of New York City was a city that literally never slept. You could go get something, enjoy yourself, entertain yourself. Didn't matter what time it was. 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter. So you're enjoying some of that. And you're hanging out at a local bar in your neighborhood. because you like your local bar. You like your neighborhood. Know what I'm talking about? Things that make people happy. It's good. You like this. You go to your local bar, you have a drink, you saw a couple shows you enjoyed, life's pretty good, and that night, you get murdered. You are stabbed 4 to 5 dozen times. Your body shoved into a duffel bag and put under a bridge. You might go, oh my God, that sounds horrible. That literally happened in Queens. Yep, just recently. Found the body yesterday. 51-year-old woman, mother, hubby, and grown son were off looking at colleges. She's by herself. She thought, I live in this neighborhood. It's safe. I want to do what I enjoy. I want to go to shows. I like shows. It's a good thing. You should do what you like, whether that's the show or the beach or the mountains or a football game or a concert. You should be able to make yourself happy. That's what she was trying to do. And now not only is she dead, but she was brutally killed. Stabbed 4 to 5 dozen times, and she fought the entire way. They know, they can tell by her body and what happened, that she fought the entire way. So while she was being stabbed, she was fighting. That's the murder part I talked about for New York City. I talked about theft, New York State, I'm sorry, and I talked about murder. So in central New York, in Utica, we're stealing people's property, just taking it. Where people build and grow businesses and homes, we just take. Throw a couple bucks. Here's a couple dollars. Taking your stuff, get out. And now in New York City, we're just taking your life. We're just killing you. Killing you. Now you might go, Larry, is that the government's fault? Yes. Yes. We've had this crime problem literally for years. Since the lockdowns. Government's known that. What has the mayor and the governor done to fix this crime? Nothing. Zero. Not a thing. We'll go get ghost guns, whatever that is. We'll do that. Or we'll just make more cops. We'll just do that. Well, whatever cops you're going to get. So now, I'm not against having more cops. I'm not against having cops, right? We don't need any more cops. We're good. 40,000 cops in New York City is fine. Don't need any more. So we got cops, great. So cops can find the person who killed her. And they probably will. The odds are they'll find the guy who killed her. Is it a guy? I mean, it's almost always a guy. So it's probably a guy. The guy's going to kill her. Who killed her? They'll find her. Him. But so what? She's dead. Her life doesn't come back after they find her. We have to change the environment. So this kind of thing is not a story I can tell you almost every week. In fact, I would say recently, I could tell you every week. I can't tell you that every week because you never listen to
Brett
the show.
from Utica.
It would just be me telling you horrible stories. You would never pay attention to me. So I can't tell you every single week. But there's enough stories to tell. The changes that we're talking about are not happening. What I've been talking about for 4 years has not been happening. The plan I put out 2 years ago is not happening. Democrats aren't doing it, and Republicans aren't talking about it. They have no solution or bad solutions. But I have free solutions. I'm going to grab a call if I can. I'm going to bring Brett. Brett, how are you?
Good. How are you, Larry?
Hey, I know this, Brett. How are you?
From Utica.
I'm all right. Hanging in there.
Yes, you are from Utica, so you actually know what's going on firsthand there.
Yes, I am looking at the new hospital.
Oh, my
You know
God.
when you painted that pink door at Joe
I
Sweeney's
remember.
place? That's the building I'm in. They locked them out. The sheriff, the Oneida County Sheriff, locked them out last night.
Yeah.
So they let us
For
in.
those
They
of
said
you
that-
who may be listening and don't remember, in 2018 when I was running for governor, as an attempt to try to get some attention on this, I painted a door pink. I literally sat there for 10 minutes and painted a door pink and videoed it. and put it online to say, hey, look, this is a bad thing. This is not good. It's terrible. And they're locking a guy out. And tell me if I'm wrong, Brett, because they want to build a parking lot. Am I right?
It's going to be a parking garage. It's
Garage.
A parking garage. And there's surface lots too. But yeah, they're pushing out private business to build a big concrete parking garage. That's
This
supposedly
idea
is for the hospital, but it's mostly for the auditorium. So
Well-
yeah, it's a very convoluted story, 6.5 years old, but I guess we're in the final hours of it.
Well, I hope you saw, Brett, that I was there for the long haul, and I'm still here.
Yep. No, we remember you well, and I know that when last time you came on the local radio station, you mentioned us. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
All I can hope to do here, and I think all we can hope now, is if we can show how bad this was and is, that when the next one comes, there'll be more people jumping up earlier. The problem is not enough people jumped up in time.
Right. Yeah. Well, they didn't care what the public said about this project, so. But maybe
Yes.
next time. Maybe next time.
Maybe
we'll
next
get some
time.
more.
Exactly. And maybe if people start putting this, on their agenda. And I think most politicians don't.
Well, thanks for giving us the time. And stop in to see us.
Absolutely, Brett. I appreciate it. Thank you for the call. So for those of you who don't know, yes, I was on this for years. You may like me, you may not like me, but man, I am consistent. I am always about the same thing all the time. More liberty, more freedom, more happiness. Here on a free solution. 585-346-3000. Larry Sharp back with your calls and your comments after the break.
The WYSL store is now open. With nicer weather, your car needs an official Voice of Liberty bumper sticker. There's a great selection to help you show your love of God, the Constitution, and free and safe schools. Here are just a few available. Shut Up, Fauci, Kathy Hochul, Save America, Support the Second Amendment, Scam Alert, January 6th, God, Please Help Us, Close the Mexican Border, Save America, Stop Voting for Democrats. And there are gas pump stickers reading, Democrats did this. These are standard weather-resistant bumper stickers guaranteed to get you horn honks and thumbs up in traffic. Choose from other locally made WYSL Voice of Liberty merch too, like tees, hoodies, drinkware, and more. Perfect gifts for any Liberty lover. Check out the exclusive WYSL Mount Worstmore shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs depicting our 4 worst presidents. Guess who's front and center? Shop the WYSL store at WYSL1040.com.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
There's a place in the village of Avon you and your critters will love. Whether they're big or small, whether they've got hair, fur, or feathers, Avon Feed fits every need. There's a full selection of pet foods, bird feeders, and wild bird food, plus garden tools, quality grass seed, and a great selection of dry shot boots. Buy 10 bags of quality wild bird food, get the next bag free. Choose farm feeds and great equine products from Poland Grains. Find everything for your pet from feeding bowls to toys, leads, collars, beds, crates, and tie-outs. Avon Feed and Supply has with a big pet pet chain stores will never have. Tim Cole and his great knowledgeable staff. Choose from premium local products like Firefly dairy, goat soaps, and lotions. While you're at Avon Feed, don't forget your two-legged pets with River at Thousand Island cheese and great flavors, including the new 12-year-old cheddar, plus Chef James bourbon meat sauce. Once again, nut butters and Nunday mustards. Open weekdays 9 to 6, Saturday 9 to 4. Avon Feed and Supply, West Main Street at the bottom of the hill, just west of the Circle.
A free solution.
It is Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution, WYSL, Rochester, New York, WACK, Newark, New York. Happy to be here. Usually host of the Sharp Way Show. Absolutely. Now with you on A Free Solution. If you want to check out what I'm doing, LarrySharp.com. We are petitioning now. Of course, you know I'm trying to be the next top dog here in New York State. And, of course, if you want to help me petitioning, hit that volunteer button. We need petitions. We got to make things happen. If you want to help out, please head on over to LarrySharp.com. Now, I spoke about both theft and murder in New York State. And it's sadly too common. I could be telling you bad stories like this all the time, but I don't want to. I want to just tell them here or there and then give you some positive outcomes. One of them, as I say, is when it comes to eminent domain, the rule should be very simple. Very simple. If not doing it would cause direct harm, then do it. That's the answer. If that isn't the issue, something else. Now, the answer in this specific case in Utica, people say, wait a minute, Larry, what if we don't get a hospital there? There are other places to put a hospital, and there were other bids. Well, Larry, that bid might have been more expensive. It might have been. It might have been more out of the way. It might have been. Yes. But doesn't your business or your home matter? Doesn't the idea that you can own something and keep it and build it for yourself and your family, doesn't that matter? Isn't that kind of the most important thing? Happy New Yorkers who have things that they want to have, whatever those things are, whether they're homes or businesses or cars or whatever you like, isn't that more important than whether a hospital will cost more or less? Realizing something else, it's a private company. Yeah, put the hospital someplace else, or change how you build the hospital, or don't build that hospital, build something else, build smaller facilities. So many options other than take someone's stuff. Many other options. They chose none of them because, to Brett's point earlier, there was no repercussions. They didn't care. They just took it. That has to change. State government should not be the one enforcing the rules and crushing you. State government should be defending you against the local bullies. Who are you going to call now? Nobody. Nobody. It's the wrong way to run government. It's the wrong way to look at people's lives and the things they choose to build. Number one, when it comes to murder, you know what I've been talking about for literally years. These lockdowns have hurt. The black market has hurt. The idea of not dealing with people who are either addicts or mentally ill and just letting them roam the streets or letting them roam the MTA, none of that works. And what has been our answer? One or two things. If you're on the left, you're a Democrat, get the guns. The woman was stabbed 4 dozen times. Do we need common sense knife control? Is that what it is now? Right? A mother of two, a wife, murdered in her own neighborhood, stabbed to death 4 to 5 dozen times, fighting to the end. Nothing to do with ghost guns. Right? If you're on the right, more cops, bail reform. What's that? Don't get me wrong. Bail reform has to change. But that doesn't stop this. There are many things we have to fix, and it's not what the current people in charge are saying. Let me grab a couple of these here. Ed says, the problem is these people who steal don't have morals. Well, they want to go after low-income people who work hard for their valuables. They're too afraid of the very wealthy people around. Ed, this is an issue. And some people disagree with me, but I really think history has shown us this. Your morals change based upon your environment. You may go, wait a minute, there are good people and bad people. There are some people who are going to act bad no matter what you do. There are some. And there are some who are going to be, Jesus-like, regardless of how bad things are. Yes, those people exist. That's not me. Probably not you, Ed. We are affected by our environment, right? If the environment is terrible, we're not going to be as good because everybody's terrible. And everyone's telling us we should be terrible. And we're getting rewarded by being terrible. So we're not going to be as good as we would be. We're going to be affected by it. And most humans are. And if the environment's very good, we're going to be better because everybody's telling us we should be better. Everyone's being better. We're going to be better. Change the environment matters. The government environment, particularly in New York, is about government mattering, government being more important, government workers being more important, government employees being more valuable. In fact, they were all essential. If you weren't that, you were non-essential. Again, not against government employees. Any business, any job that pays your bills is a great job. Keep that job. Pay your bills. But you're not better than anybody else. And no one's better than you. We're all just New Yorkers, regardless of where your paycheck comes from, right? And I think when you have that kind of environment, people act appropriately. We have to change the environment and the culture to where people don't think this is the right answer. I think that's a critical piece, Ed. When we're saying morals don't matter, and the world is saying morals don't matter because you're government, then morals stop mattering. So, yeah, absolutely. Brian says maybe the people should be taking these politicians' houses and see how they like it. They might rethink it, yes. But again, I get the emotion, Brian, and I feel it too. But I don't just want to out-bully the bullies. While that feels good, out-bullying the bully, and maybe there's a part of me that wants to do that, in addition to that, let's deal with Ed's issue and change the environment, right? We could do both. I think we can do both. Absolutely. So Valerie says, New York City has become a cesspool thanks to the current and past Democrat mayors. A lot of this. I mean, look, New York City was always bad, but a lot of this is de Blasio. I mean, I'm not trying to take away anything from Adams, right? Or in Bloomberg. But de Blasio was just he was an exceptionally bad mayor. And Adams has inherited a disaster. Again, he's not a great mayor. However, he did inherit a disaster. And literally anybody could be a better mayor than de Blasio. Like, I don't know, my 11-year-old daughter would be a better mayor than de Blasio. He was a colossally terrible mayor. So, yes, Valerie, but I want to make sure the biggest chunk is on de Blasio. He was that bad. Absolutely. It's just terrible. Absolutely. So, look, can we fix these things? We can. Change the environment is often either not very expensive or sometimes even free. Yeah, I talk about all the time. We don't need more money. We don't need bigger budget. We need people to act differently. And we do that by changing the game, not hating the player. That's a free solution. Thank you so much for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. I will see you all next week.